I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really breathing. I'll never back down.
Collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under. But now it's your turn to face the fire.
Oh, yeah. I'll let that ride.
Yeah, you're just gonna
'Cause
let
it's-
float it back there.
You know, because it is, Women's Appreciation Day.
Oh yeah, everyone's a woman today.
Every woman is
a woman today.
and every man is a woman.
Everyone's a woman today. We're all women today. It's like when they have Black History Month. Everybody's black for the month.
Except for people
White
who aren't black.
That's
yeah,
right.
White
Then we're
people
not.
especially.
It's definitely not.
You're not allowed to be. Everybody, but
Everyone today.
I forgot how good this song is.
It's really good, man.
Sing it, Shaka. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anything you want done, baby.
Oh.
Have you ever wondered? I wonder if they thought about going to, like, you think Shaka Khan's ever been to Burger King?
I mean, now, yeah, sure, probably.
At least once or twice, maybe?
Yeah, come on, man. Hit the road. You gotta.
You're on the road and you're like,
you gotta
oh,
get
look,
that-
there's a BK.
There's a BK. It's there. Might as well take it.
Stop in and say, hey, guys.
You get some foods.
Sounds good. I don't know.
Probably not. In an attempt to publicize a pro-woman campaign.
Because that's, again, it is Women's Appreciation Day.
Yeah, BK decided that they were going to commit seppuku.
Harry Carey. So you're saying they put their foot in their mouth?
Oh, quite a bit. Fast.
They made a boo-boo.
Yeah, horrible one.
They made a boo-boos.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how they could. I mean, it's Women's Appreciation Day.
Right.
So what, do you insult the women? Like,
Nope.
how did it work? Like,
No. See, they put out a tweet. And
A tweet?
A tweet, yeah. They put out a
Okay.
tweet there. Yeah, and it said women belong in the kitchen.
I don't see what the problem is, really. I don't. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
they're it's Burger King,
Yep.
and they're being inclusive. They
Everybody
want-
needs to be in the kitchen.
Everyone
including
needs to
women,
be-
right?
yeah,
That's not how they put it. They just
didn't?
they just straight up said women belong in the kitchen.
and that was it. No context.
There was no context.
No,
nothing.
nothing,
Nope.
just-
Nope. No.
Wow.
Nothing at all. Just,
Okay.
yeah, they announced a program that meant to encourage and support women to seek culinary careers in order to combat the disproportionate gender representation in the restaurant industry.
Okay. Now, feminists have been trying to get women out of the kitchens for years, and
And now you're trying to get them back in, BK? What's wrong with you?
BK's trying to get them back in. What the hell? It's stories like this that make me really miss Doc Thompson,
Oh, gosh.
because this is like right up his alley.
Oh, it would have been so great, right?
Come on.
How do you miss this? Like, for real, how do you miss this?
And again, with no context, it literally
Absolutely none.
says
Nope.
women belong in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just women. BK put out a tweet saying women belong in the kitchen. There was no context, no culinary what's nots.
No, nothing.
Not,
Just
no. Women belong in the kitchen.
again, I would argue
I don't disagree.
the best part about it is technically it is argued that hamburgers are nothing but really big sandwiches.
It's very true.
So you're literally saying
women go out and make me a sandwich.
go in a kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Right. Because a burger is a sandwich. Hot dog is a sandwich.
Hot dog is a sandwich because it's between two pieces of bread.
It's a meat between two bread.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
Even if it's only one piece of bread,
it's still two. Yeah.
it's still meat between bread.
Mm-hmm. Now that we've explained the semantics of a sandwich.
Yeah, right.
So, I'm not a huge fan of Burger King,
Really.
but I think when we go out tomorrow, I may have to either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm gonna have to grace a Burger King now just for the sake of doing it, because why not? Burger King. That's fantastic.
That is amazing.
Feminists and others on the left instantly flew into a rage over the phrase, often used to demean women.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they've been trying to get them out of there forever
And a day.
and a day. I mean, they didn't go and burn them bras for nothing,
Right.
you know. But then the tweet was followed up by two others that explained why the account was using the phrase in order to support women. It just, in case you're not aware, if you have seen the first tweet, you're doing it all wrong. Quote,
Yeah.
if they want to, of course. Yet 20% of chefs are women. We're on a mission to change the gender ratio in the restaurant industry by empowering female employees with the opportunity to pursue a culinary career.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's, Burger King,
Anything.
Wendy's, do they ever consider that a culinary career? Do you think
Right.
go to culinary school in hopes to work at a McDonald's or a Burger King?
Or anything.
Like last I checked, you don't have to have a degree pretty much in anything to be at McDonald's, even as far as management goes. And when the ones you do, it usually ends up being like business. That's it.
True. That's true.
There is nobody there with a culinary degree.
Mm-hmm.
God. It's one of those things that you see and you cringe for them because you know that somebody got fired. Somebody, whoever whoever was
their
running,
PR guy had to have gotten fired.
yeah,
I mean, there's
whoever's
no way.
whoever's in charge of their Facebook account or their Twitter account,
Yep.
is now gainfully unemployed,
Completely.
wishing they could work for McDonald's,
Oh, for sure.
and they'll never even be able to. That's the sad part. Is now they won't be able to even work at McDonald's.
Oh, no.
Like, what do you have from there?
Nothing. You've got absolutely
There's
nothing.
nothing left. Quote, we are proud to be launching a new scholarship program which will help female Burger King employees pursue their culinary dreams. End quote. Again, nobody goes to Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's or any place like that in hopes of pursuing a culinary degree or a dream. If people
Not
have
for culinary.
no,
I mean,
like true culinary, you go like literally
Yeah.
you're going to school. You're
Oh.
not working at McDonald's to get experience. You're barely going to be pulling like an Applebee's or something like that. Like seriously, you're not going to be going into any of those places.
nope, not at all.
Oh my God. I don't care.
It's hilarious how it is. That's all.
Quote, I think your aggressive defense of is ham-fisted at best. Your scholarship program is good, but the naked one-line tweet reiterating the sexist trope was a mistake. Telling you they're offended. Who are you to say the tweet is not offensive? And that is from actress Maria Sorvino.
Who are you to say it's not offensive?
Well, again,
I'm sorry. Can we stop there for the thing? I get it that you're a woman, but you're an actress. Please stop.
well, but let's be honest. That
I don't care about anybody's opinion if you're in acting.
it proves, though.
You get paid to lie.
That proves, though, that you can never give offense, only take it.
That's right.
You know
Because
what I mean?
she
She took it offensively.
She took it hard.
Uh-huh. And we don't know. Quote, attempting to hit a funny, sarcastic stride was maybe not the move for this.
Maybe
Especially with the funny, sarcastic phrase misogynists use. It doesn't take a new meaning when you add a disclaimer after it. That is Steph Sanjani, a video game streamer. So now apparently video game streamers are part of celebrities now.
Apparently. Well, it's
God, I'm old.
It's secondhand celebrity.
But still, apparently they're celebrity.
It's like saying that, somebody from, what is it, TikTok. A TikToker.
You know, video influencer, YouTuber, whatever.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. TikTok influencer, said so-and-so. Yeah, whatever.
The company at first refused to back down and instead responded defensively against the sarcasm, but later relented. Of course they did, because that's all anybody does anymore. Nobody can actually stand their ground. Nobody can stand on their own 2 feet. Nobody can sit there and go, you know what? Screw you. I know what I meant. And if you want to have an attitude problem about it, then that's a you problem, not a me problem.
That's right.
They don't want to do that. Quote, we hear you. We got our initial tweet wrong and we're sorry. Our aim was to draw attention to the fact that only 20% of professional chefs in UK kitchens are women and help change that by awarding culinary scholarships. We will do better
In
next
UK?
time. Yeah.
In the UK.
In the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Burger King. Helping the kingdom.
So it's not even, they're not even
They're
focusing.
helping the kingdom.
They're helping the actual empire, the actual kingdom.
Actually, that's a queendom, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Technically, it's a queendom.
Until she dies.
Right. And then it's a princedom?
No, then he becomes king.
No.
Prince Charles, yes, he does.
No, he does not.
Yes, he does.
He's too old.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes.
Okay,
The current prince is almost as old as she is.
No.
Yes.
He's her kid. He can't be as old as she
It's
is.
pretty close.
Technically, he would be in line, and even if they did pass it off.
What about the Duke?
I was going to say, even if they passed it off, then it would go to, what's his name, William? Whoever the oldest one was.
Like, yeah.
The bald one.
Yeah, the oldest one.
Yeah, it would go to him.
Yeah.
And he would be king.
Honestly, no, they do queens. They don't do kings.
They do kings. They just
They
haven't
do
had
not.
they haven't had a king in forever because
They don't do kings.
because
They
the
do
kings
queens.
never last.
It's the Queen's land.
No,
they don't do queen.
It
They
is-
don't do kings. They do queens.
Really? They don't do kings? Henry
Not anymore.
VIII?
Not anymore.
It's because it's the only way it's worked out. A queen has always been the one.
No,
that-
it's because the best way to control a kingdom is to not have a king. Because guess who should be in the kitchen?
women play. I knew it. See, that's where I was trying to get it to, too.
We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
here.
we're trying to keep them out of there. Somebody's got to be in that kitchen making a sandwich. Wow. What did I do? Hold on, Stealth Jackal
Oh,
over
wait,
Twitter.
what is going on?
Hashtag arm yourselves. I'll say it at Dylan Lyles. Screw you.
Who we
Big-
said screw you to?
Big Pharma Steve over on Twitter. The feminists have been pissed at BK ever since they named the sandwich a Whopper. I think they're pissed at the comparison. Well, it's funny that it's the BK in the UK.
That's right.
That why they don't have that as a great tagliner already, I don't know, but whatever.
Big Farmer Steve also out there. What does Harry Carey have to do with Burger King? Like, did he do an ad for him or something?
No, but it's just to reinforce the fact that you are supposed to wear hairnets. Encino Slug over on Twitter. I'm not offended by the BK tweet, but I wish they would encourage more gastropods in the kitchen.
Adam W. Johnson.
Well,
over
we
there as
can't. Hold on, but let's address that. We can't have that happen. And the reason why you can't do that.
The slug slime.
No, actually, it's not that. I'm coming at it from the other angle. It's
Oh.
the fact that there's a lot of grease. There's a lot of hot grease floating around.
And there's a lot of salt.
A lot of salt. And
It's
all
a dangerous area.
It literally is like sending you into a landmine.
Why would we do that? Why would we want to hurt
Or a
you?
minefield.
Yeah, we're not going to hurt you
We
like
don't wanna
that.
do that.
What if you got too close to the fry salter?
Yeah, no, I can't.
No, that would be bad.
I can't do that. No, we
No, that's
wouldn't.
not.
I mean, we understand. I mean, if you would like to do it, that's fine. But I'm just saying,
You have to sign a waiver and everything.
we would be constantly worried about you.
We
Every
would.
night you wouldn't come home.
Scared.
I'm just saying, it would be.
Scared. Adam W. Johnson over there says, my wife works at McDonald's. She's going to love this story. By the way, she texted me earlier to ask me how I make an air fryer pizza.
Probably the same way you make a regular pizza.
Well, you just stick it in the air fryer.
Yeah, you just turn it on just for not as long.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. It's you put the stuff on it, you put it on the little tray, you slide it in, and you put the pizza icon. I do it. I don't know if there's anything else to it, but just saying. Be the Neanderthal from the SAV. Great Britain made a British decree that Queen Elizabeth will never die. Keep women in power by law. His movement was cool. So there you go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So,
Good times, great oldies.
uh,
So that was
moving on
fun.
to Frog. Enjoyable.
That was fun. Nothing
liked
like
it.
a little bit of, feminists getting their all panties in a wad
Over nothing.
over nothing.
Yeah. So
Fun. Good times.
I got a question.
Good to shift gears now.
Yeah, shift gears a little bit.
Oh,
Got a
good.
question. It's
Good.
The coronavirus vaccine.
Uh-huh.
It's been
Okay.
there's been a lot less. There's been a lot less people getting it recently.
Uh-huh.
And the complaint has always been
But wait, hold on.
there's been a complaint about it.
That doesn't make sense because, like, everybody has been, like I see it on Facebook constantly. Oh, look, I've got my immunization card. There's
Right,
the
yeah,
lines
yeah.
that wrap around and look like the Stones are in town.
Sure, yeah.
And you're telling me that people aren't getting it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be getting it?
Well, you see, when you have to do the exact same thing that you were doing before and after getting the vaccination, even though the vaccination is supposed to stop it from being able to spread. So, like, you have to always wear a face mask, or at least one face mask, if not two face masks, whenever you're with anybody else. You have to, social distance. You have to do all this other crap and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. When you still have to do that after you vaccinate,
Yeah.
people get pissed.
Well, why?
Because
It's only you're protecting
once you
other people.
vaccinate, once you vaccinate, you're protecting other people already. You're already protecting people.
But so they're not liking the extra double protection?
They're not liking the triple protection. They understand, like condoms, the more you put on, the less effective it is.
But I mean, they don't have a problem doubling up on masks.
Well, some people don't.
But these are the same people who they don't have a problem with doubling or tripling up on masks.
Right. And I was just hoping that somebody would come up with a solution for this. So
Something aside from arsenic or
yeah,
Okay.
from killing people and
gotcha.
and it just so happens that the CDC is now announced.
Oh, good. More announcements from the CDC.
Yep. That fully vaccinated people are okay to mingle indoors with both vaccinated and unvaccinated people in some circumstances.
Some
Yeah.
circumstances.
Some circumstances.
Pray tell what circumstances?
Fully vaccinated people is defined as having waited 2 weeks after receiving both 2 doses. I don't know why it says both 2 doses of the vaccine shot, or a single.
Oh,
One
both.
dose.
Yeah, both. Either the 2 dose or the single 1 dose.
A vaccine injection.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I thought there was only a 2 dose. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Right. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
The CDC, however, still states that all people, regardless of vaccination status, should continue to avoid non-essential travel.
Why? Again, what is the point? If you have been vaccinated, if it's supposed to work either to protect you or to protect others, they still can't freaking figure out which it is. If it protects one demographic or another, then why do you need to stop? Why does everything change? Why do you still have to go through the rigmarole of don't talk to people, stay away from people, wear masks, you can't travel, you can't do nothing, blah, 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 which
Right.
people still travel. They still do it. People are still traveling right now. They get on planes.
Yeah, I know.
And you've done it recently. It's happened. People travel.
Yes.
So if you're going to do that, like it doesn't stop you. So if they make you wear a mask on a plane, even after you've been vaccinated, as kind of a, hey, you're in a very small, confined space for, 3-4 hours at a time. You know what I mean? Maybe it's best to do it. Like, that's not really the end of the world. It sucks, and I won't do it fly for that very reason.
Right.
But, it's if you have to go somewhere, if you need to go, so it's not that big of a deal. You just take it off your mask and you're good again.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing that they put out, was the whole, non-essential travel.
But again, define non-essential.
Anything that's not for work.
Yeah, but I think that, if my family member is dying,
Sick
of cancer,
or
dying,
whatever,
or
yeah.
somebody had to get, like, every day is, every day that you wake up is a day that, you might not have tomorrow.
Very
so
true.
I would consider
Very
any
true.
any travel essential.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so just again, just as we stated before. So, and we have another CDC one, don't we?
Not a CDC one, but we have other stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I meant the other thing. But no, there was we did with the Biden and the children thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With the change last week with, we can allow, Biden to do these things because, they're kids and it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it's, we'll suddenly decide because enough people have raised enough hell and bitched about it. Well, here's the deal. This just, again, proves the fact that this virus is not actually anything from a health standpoint you need to be worried about. All this is about control, because if it wasn't about control, the science would be there. The science would be founded. The science would be consistent all the way through, and it wouldn't matter. There wouldn't be changes based off of people getting mad or people having problems
Or people being upset.
or whatever it is. It would be, sorry, this is the situation. You get vaccinated. This is the situation. Here's the curve we're looking for in advance, blah, blah, blah. Not, get vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. You're mad enough, you're yelling enough now. Maybe we should change things. Because that's what the CDC is getting ready to have to do too when it comes to this. That's the whole point of this whole article we're talking about is the non-essential travel. Now airlines are up in arms about it.
Yes, they're pissed because they're like, hey, we already halfway died. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're all getting our, like, I bet you they're like mandatorily making everyone get vaccinated, plus the masks, plus everything else. Their stuff is suffering severely. And now the CDC is like, y'all can mingle and do all this other stuff, but you can't travel. We're going to try and reiterate that.
Airlines, you have so much money. It's not a big deal.
And that's the angle. But that's what I'm saying. If it truly was about the virus and the virus was actually real, then I'm saying it's not real. But I mean, if it was as severe as they've made it out to be.
No. I'm pretty much saying it's not real.
No, I mean,
it is real.
That's
it's a
what I mean.
virus.
That's why I said. That's why I changed it. It's not as severe as they're making it out to be.
Right.
Okay. It is another version, another strand, another definition of like the flu.
Well, cold.
Both. Because they're all similar. They're all in the same family. Not for nothing, COVID has been around forever, causing SARS. Remember that fun little bit?
Well, remember, influenza is influenza. COVID-19 is that's COVID. Anything COVID related is technically the cold,
Yeah, but
the common cold.
gotcha. That's my point.
Yeah.
They know it's not a big deal because if it was, then again, the science would have been founded. It would have been solid. It would have been concrete, and it would have been here. Not, this demographic is going to complain, or this business is going to complain, or people in general are tired of it, and they're like, maybe we need to change things so people will start listening.
That's policy. That's not what you need to do. If you're going to set a rule down, it has to be a rule that's going to be set in place, and it's, take it or like it or not. This is the rule.
Yeah.
It's a hard and fast thing.
B from Big Pharma Steve over on Twitter real fast. Do I see an argument just to have balance?
Well, yes and no,
You can, but
but it doesn't matter anymore.
not right now because
Nah,
we're getting
not
ready
today.
to take a break, and
Yeah,
we got
we
a
are.
guest coming up.
Yeah,
so
we do.
don't go nowhere.
Right now?
Right now. Yeah, we got
Oh,
callers.
yeah.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Sure, you didn't mean like
I
to the second hour?
yeah, no, I told him time now.
Ah.
Yeah, 9:30 now and a couple of minutes and blah blah blah.
Hello.
Pastor Spike, 9:30 now and a couple of minutes and blah blah blah.
Hello.
Pastor Spike, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Hello?
Can you hear us?
Oh,
Oh no.
it didn't work. What did you do?
I don't know. I haven't changed anything.
Did we?
No.
We had this on mute.
Yeah, but
That goes to that.
no, that's just for them to hear.
Oh,
Yeah, it don't matter.
never mind.
Yeah, everything's. Oh, that's why. All right, here. Boom.
Try
why.
again. Sorry.
Call. There we go.
It's all ringing now.
Yay, stuff is ringing.
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Hello?
Yep.
Can you hear us now?
Who?
Can you hear us now?
Yeah. Who is this?
This is Dylan with the Defenders Live. We called you. Is this Pastor Spike?
You got the wrong number.
Oh, sorry about that.
What do you mean, dude?
I got the number right.
This is Defenders Live.
Oh man, I love this.
See, this is what happens. When,
It was- yeah, it was-
last minute stuff. And
Yeah, it was. This is you're trying to be different and do things semi-professionally, and then
503. Yeah, okay.
I try to do things semi-professionally, and
Well,
then
then,
and then
that,
and
you
then.
know, should have had him call us instead.
Well,
of
but
the other
because
way
the
around.
time difference and things, like I knew we would need him when we would need him,
Right.
so it was like,
Hello?
Hello,
Pastor
hello.
Spike.
Hey, hey.
How's it
There we
going?
go. Okay,
See?
sorry, we
There you
tried calling. We called like 3 times and realized we dialed the wrong number.
Oops.
Oh, geez.
That was my fault. I didn't type
no,
the number.
No, you
It
didn't
was-
type the number. That was me.
So
I'll take that.
now that we've done this in the middle of things, so Pastor Spike Bowen, how are you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Pastored
I'm
Inc.
doing
is
well, man.
your ministry. I seen this guy on TikTok. I tend to watch now more than anything, and I don't do anything anymore. I don't participate.
Voyeur?
I am a voyeur of it. But I've come across a fantastic guy. Love hearing his story, and I was really touched by the fact that he has a ministry, being prior military, and
Yes, sir.
you're soon to go back in as a chaplain. We'll get to all that in a
Oh, yeah.
second. We'll get to all that in a second. But he's got a ministry where he gives out Bibles to first responders and to veterans.
Oh, you don't have to talk down to me.
I know you know, but I'm talking to everyone else. So, Pastor Spike, how are you, man? We're really glad that you came on to hang out with us.
I'm doing great. I'm blessed, and I'm breathing. And thank you for having me.
No problem. So, start from the beginning, kind of, Reader's Digest, though, because we only got about 30 minutes. But, tell us, give us a brief thing of your history. I believe, you were an atheist at one point? And
Yeah, I was atheist actually during my entire military career.
oh,
And long story short, I was raised in the church. My family, we're a good Christian family, and we ended up switching churches. And at one point, about 13, I started running from God because, I'm a teenager, I know more. And
Yeah.
there were some other events that happened. And I ran from God and from the church so hard that I ended up in juvenile correction a year later.
oh, wow,
Nice.
wow,
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
oh,
Yep.
ooh.
And I didn't even steal the car. I was just riding in it. It was a Camaro, man.
Oh, but it's a Camaro. You kind of have it's
If you're there, you're there.
somebody offers you a ride in a Camaro, you don't say no. Was it T-top?
It was a Z28.
What?
You're gonna hop in it, man.
Was it T? Was it? But
No.
what was it? T-topped is my question. Was it T-topped?
No, it was a hardtop.
Ah, okay.
That's okay.
Still, it's a
Still
Z28. Like you can't,
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I literally had to think back. I'm like, I remember it was canary yellow, and that's like, I'm like, was it a T-top? I don't remember.
I wanted to have one as a T-top so bad for so long, and then I realized how quickly the fine. I'm good.
So I stopped hanging out with those, air quote friends.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting into EMS and firefighting.
Okay.
And from there, I joined the Army Reserves at the age of 17. Did boot camp at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Good old Camp Snoopy.
Oh yeah.
And then I became a 55 Bravo ammunition specialist. And went to AIT, Advanced Individual Training at Redstone Arsenal, Alabama.
Wow.
I did like 3.5 years Army Reserves. I was attached to the 351st Ordnance Battalion under the 99th Regional Support Command, and which no longer, the 351st doesn't even exist anymore. They disbanded the unit.
Oh no. Okay. I know I liked you for a reason beyond just the tattoos and the pastoring part, because I was in the Navy and I was also in ordnance.
Okay.
So
things that go are awesome.
They are, right?
They really are. We would ship stock supply any form of ammunition, anything from small arms all the way up to the depleted uranium rounds for the M1 Abrams.
Nice. See, we did everything all the way up to all the way up to the 1,000-pound bombs and Mavericks and Sidewinders. And yeah, I was in aviation, so a lot. I mean, we still did stuff all the way down, but our stuff, like the smallest stuff that I personally put my hands on, was the stuff that went in like the guns, the 50 millimeter handgun, or not handguns, the machine guns on the jets.
Yep.
I can't even remember what they are now. It's been so long. I feel old.
That's bad.
I feel old. But anyway.
So from there, I couldn't stand the Army Reserves. I hated it, and I did a lateral conversion. Okay. And I became a hospital corpsman in the U.S. Navy. So when I joined in '95, I really wanted medic. I wanted, at the time it was 91 Bravo was combat medic for the Army. The Army changes their ratings so often, it's unreal. And it wasn't available in 1995 when I joined. Neither was MP. So I took the job with the highest signing bonus, which I've never seen, by the way. I've never seen.
Still haven't seen it. Yeah, doesn't sound like the military at all to not give you what they promised.
I know, right? Where's that RV? That
I know.
Getting all the groupies and.
Yeah. I saw a video from one of the shows off of Vet TV or something, and like it opens up, there's this guy signing, joining the Marines, and instead of like, doing the classic stuff that you and I got fed and everybody else gets fed, it's like literally like, and this line right here, if you just initial right here, this just says that that your wife or girlfriend will cheat on you during your first deployment, guaranteed. And he pauses for a minute, and the guy's like, okay, I'm good with that. And it goes down this list of like, people won't hire you because they'll assume you have PTSD, and he just signs his initials next to it, and then he's done. And he's like, thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it, and walks away. I was like, yeah, that's how it is.
Pretty much. So I was excited, man. I joined the Navy, and I'm on a plane. I'm on my way up to Great Lakes.
Yeah, great mistakes.
I go through hospital corps school in the dead of winter. In Great Lakes, Illinois.
Yeah.
So cold.
The base is literally, and I still have the little yearbook thingy or whatever for when I graduated. It has the aerial picture from back then. The base, no lie, sits about a mile, maybe, straight through trees from Lake Erie.
Oh.
So that there is, when
so cold.
You're already up in the great white tundra to begin with, and then you're that close to nothing but open water. Oh dear Lord, I hated PT back then. You're
getting cold just by thinking about it.
I had a PTSD flashback. I was like, oh,
he literally shivered over here.
I did. Because I remember.
Do you remember coming down into the quarterdeck and seeing, like, on the uniform of the day, it would say sea bag?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and you would go upstairs and put on every single
Everything.
uniform you had, layer it on one on top of the other,
Yep.
until you got to the uniform of the day.
Yep.
And even then, it was still freezing, dude.
Yeah, it was still cold. This is when you would turn around and we would get. This is back when you could still do this in the military. We would actually get cycled. You know, you would turn around and they would close. Especially if it was summertime, it was really bad. They would close all the windows and they would turn the heat on as high as it would go. You push all the racks back, and you would do a rain dance, where literally by the time you're done, it would be so hot, it would be so steamy, your sweat would be dripping off of the ceiling onto you, onto linoleum floor. By the way, so you're
Slippage.
trying to do push-ups and you're sliding and burpees and all
I'm
this
okay
other
without
jazz.
That. Nah, I'm good
Yeah.
without that.
Mountain climbers.
Yes. Oh God.
Which aren't really mountain climbing at the time. It's more like skiing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad. Oh,
Memories.
we could. I know this is the greatest time of my life, really, and all these. Everybody's like, "What the?" It's like I would.
Anyway.
wouldn't trade for the world, but
Back from PT.
yeah,
So you transferred a bunch of times.
Yeah. I remember doing those. I remember doing the fisherman with like the rubber duck.
yep.
Nice.
Yep. No, not
Yeah.
nice.
Yes, it'd be great. Sounds good.
Got to do this on one day. So how long were you in the Navy?
I was in for 5.5 years.
Nice.
And I got out, and I was all excited about going to the Navy because I was like, oh, dude, I'm going to be on a boat. I'm going to sail the 7 seas, and I'm gonna get my shell back, and I'm gonna get my blue nose and all this stuff.
Yep.
And I didn't get any of it
Any
because
of
they're
it.
like, hospital corpsman, good job. Guess what? You're attached to the Marines. Back in the woods. Go camping. And I was like, dang it. And I get down to Camp Lejeune, and I'll tell you what, I instantly fell in love. I couldn't picture myself being anything other than a greenside corpsman. And for 5.5 years, I was with my Marines everywhere I went. And I love them. I will. Man, there's something just about one showing that you're a good, proficient hospital corpsman.
Yeah.
And that first time that Marine goes, "Hey, Doc," because you earned it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was. There's words can't describe it.
So when
And,
did you have the kind of the transformation from?
Where was the switch?
Yeah, what was the defining moment that kind of you went, wait a second, this is not, something isn't adding up here, and
So I'd gotten out of the service. I met my wife 2 weeks later after I got out, which is hysterical, all around the world to come back to Pittsburgh and meet my bride.
hey,
Nice. Hey, that's fine.
And she was agnostic, and I was a hardcore atheist, and we were big partiers. And I became a paramedic and a deputy sheriff.
okay,
And one night on scene, my partner dropped a stretcher down a hillside.
Whoops.
And it had the lady with heart problems on it.
Whoops.
And it was going down the hill, and I caught it one arm and ripped my arm right out of its socket. Ended my career. I was furious. I was angry at this God that I didn't believe in.
yeah, weird how that works out, huh?
Yeah. I'm sitting there shaking my fist at this God that doesn't exist in my head. But
Yeah.
in my heart, I knew he existed. And
That's
so
how it
I
works.
worked a myriad of jobs. I was a firearm instructor for the deputy sheriffs. So I ended up working at a couple gun stores, and I ended up being a firearm blogger for a couple websites that you guys probably know.
Okay.
One's called United Gun Group. I was the editor-in-chief for
Oh,
them.
okay.
And the other was tacticalshit.com.
Ah, yeah, I know that one really well.
Yeah.
I was TJ's head blogger for 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I had this preacher keep coming in to the one gun store, and one of my best customers was a preacher. It was hysterical. And he would come in buy a Colt Gold Cup. He'd come in buy a Remington 700. And he'd always invite me to church. I kept blowing him off.
Yeah.
Well, I went from being a paramedic and making $75,000 a year plus benefits to making less than $18,000 a year. And
That's
it's
a
huge
hurt.
hit.
That's a pain.
And we ended up declaring bankruptcy. and we almost lost a house. We almost lost our car. We had next to no food in the house. We were starving. And an old buddy that I used to party with in the south side of Pittsburgh invited my wife and my son and I to a soup luncheon at this church.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I am so freaking hungry. I will go and put up with some Christian nonsense. And I go walking up to this church, and the door opens, and there's that preacher that was my best customer at the gun store.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's
fantastic.
too much of a coincidence. And I was like, okay, maybe you are up there. I'm listening.
All right, you got me.
You got my attention. All right, let's.
So I sit down, and the sermon was about Luke 15, the prodigal son.
Of
And it was
course, it
told
was.
in a way.
Always, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't told about, the way he told it, it wasn't just about the son that went off and spent the father's inheritance. He also talked about the other brother,
Yeah.
who, even though he stayed with dad, his heart was just as hard and just as cold as the son who left.
Yep. Nobody ever talks about him.
Oh,
Everybody loves talking about the brother that went away.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just-
It kicked me right in the throat. It was like God came down, was like, yeah, and like Bruce Lee Kung Fu kicked me in the throat. And so now I'm indicted and convicted, and I get escorted down into the fellowship hall, and there's all this food, dude. I mean, dude, they're Baptists, man. They
Yes.
eat. That's what they
Yeah,
do.
they
They drown
eat.
the demons out of you, and then they have a potluck.
That's right.
And listen, I get this bowl of like 6 cheese soup with like celery
Yeah,
and carrots in it. Dude,
buddy.
it was so bomb. It was so good. And and everybody was legit. That like, you ever walk into a church building and it just seems like everybody's fake?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, hi, Jesus loves you. These people are like, hey, man, what's up? Hey, did you see the Steeler game? Hey, what brings you to our congregation? My name's Bob. I'd like to get to know you. They were legitimately nice, genuine people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm like, so all that preconceived notion I had of Christians was going out the window. And I'm like, I've got food in front of me. I've got people that actually care about me, that want to get to know me. And that sermon just kicked me in the face and told me I've been wrong my entire life. And it was there staring at this bowl of soup that I gave my life to Jesus.
It's kind of amazing how
Get a
God
bowl
just.
of soup. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's amazing how like when you look back on it, it's like all these little intricate things. And it's like, nah, God had this plan from get go, Chief. He was gonna.
He just waited for the right time.
You want to play around? We'll wait and play around. It's fine with me.
It's your
Wanna
own
do it the
fault.
hard way.
It's exactly it. It's exactly it.
So when did you-
so from there,
Yeah.
I ended up getting asked to be on the worship team. I got asked to be to help with the youth ministry.
Okay.
With youth group, and I was really getting into the Bible, and I was studying, and I had all these people coming to me saying, "Hey, can you help me? I'm new, right?" Like, and they're like, "But I don't understand, and you seem to." So okay, let's sit down and look it up in the Bible together. And then finally, I went to the pastor and the youth pastor, and I was like, "Hey guys, I've got all these people coming to me, and I don't know enough. I think I need to go to school to learn the Bible." And the two pastors look at each other and they laugh. And I was like, "What? What'd I do?" And they're like, No. We knew you were being called to be a pastor. We were waiting for this conversation to happen." And I should have called him out. I was like, "You jerks, you could have told me, man." And they're like, Nope, you had to find it on your own.
You never would have
no,
believed it if we
definitely.
said it. Yeah.
If they had come to you, you'd have been like, nah.
Yeah, and you ran and
Exactly.
pulled a Jonah.
Yeah, I had to find it on my own.
Yeah.
And I started seminary weeks later. And I got accepted at Andersonville Theological Seminary out of Georgia.
Okay.
And I do all my courses online.
Nice.
And the congregation I walked into as an atheist, I'm now the assistant pastor of.
That's awesome.
And I'm also now the senior youth pastor as well.
See, that's fantastic. Tell me God ain't
That's
good.
awesome,
Tell
dude.
me God ain't good. Anyway, so we obviously have this deep history with the military and EMS and first responders and obviously God has done something in you. So how did the ministry as far as the Bibles for these guys? How did that start? At what point was it kind of a you sit up in bed kind of thing? Is it something you'd seen forever? Did it just fall in your lap? How did that come about?
it fell in my lap. It really did. I had a guy who'd been following me on TikTok for a while. Good dude, good Christian named Ken Black. He private messaged me, and he's like, hey, I have a stack of 10 Bibles here. Could you use them? Could you find a home for them? They're just sitting here collecting dust. And I was just, okay, sure. I mean, I'm I hand out Bibles every now and then to people to come in and visit the church, and I was like, sure. So he sends the Bibles, and they're sitting there on my desk for a couple weeks while I'm praying. I'm like, God, what do you want me to do with this? God, what do you want me to do with this? Finally, this little voice one day in my head just said, why don't you do a TikTok and offer it up to any veterans that want them? I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
So I did this video. And I was like, any veterans, you guys want a Bible? And the video blew up. And
Wow.
I got inundated with hundreds of emails and messages of veterans and law enforcement and first responders wanting a Bible and wanting Bible studies. And I'm like, okay, I only have 10. And God like, do another TikTok. Ask for help. People can't bless you if you don't ask for the blessing.
That's true.
And I was like,
True.
oh.
Yep.
I was like, okay. So I did another TikTok, and that blew up. And within 2 weeks, I had over 4,000 Bibles donated.
Wow.
Almost 5,000. And in 2020, I shipped 4,132 Bibles worldwide.
Nice.
Wow.
Spanish translation Bibles, English translation Bibles, large print, red letters. I did ship one Korean translated Bible to Seoul, South Korea.
Okay, that's
I've been
awesome.
shipping Bibles to the Philippines, Sydney, Australia, Perth, Bowen, Australia. Where else? Oh, I just sent a case of English translated Bibles to Bogota, Colombia last week.
Wow.
Awesome.
Holy cow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Okay, so here the main reason I didn't know all of this stuff,
Right.
but I knew little bits and pieces, and I said, you know what? What can we do to help? Like, do you have information? Do you have?
Is there a site to go
Is there
to?
websites? Do you have linkages? Do we have stuff that either us or the audience or something that we can help kind of keep this thing going and help, further this thing along? Because this is fantastic that when you have to go do the whole missionary work kind of thing, requires you to go through all this schooling, and you have to go all over the world and do all of this stuff. And some people don't even realize the fact that it literally can be something as simple as handing another person a Bible.
Exactly. I don't have a website yet. You're like the 8th person to ask me today. I'm thinking I need to make one.
God's
Probably.
telling you
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
I think.
No, that's it.
People can email me, pastorinked@gmail.com, if they need a Bible, if they want a Bible study, if they want to be a part of this and help. I always need prayer. Always, man. Being that this is such a thriving ministry, I'm constantly under attack because the enemy's afraid.
Oh, yeah.
We're building the kingdom and winning victories in the name of Jesus Christ. So, of course, I'm going to come under attack.
Oh, yeah.
So
Of course.
prayer, I always need prayer. I do have a Venmo and a PayPal that people have donated money to help ship. I ship via media mail through the United States Postal Service as much as possible. I can do that in the United States. But when I have to start shipping overseas, then I have to pay normal shipping.
Yeah.
And but it's $2.80 to ship one Bible in the United States.
Wow.
So and people have been blessed, and everything that I've needed for this ministry to thrive, God has provided.
Well, what is the PayPal or the Venmo and stuff? Like, what is that information as well? So,
Or is it something you can't share immediately?
yeah.
Well, Venmo is at pastor-inked,
Okay.
and PayPal is at spikebowen@gmail.com.
Okay. Perfect. That way, we're in the middle of tweeting this out now. We're going to put it on our Facebook and get it around.
Is that like a hyphen or is that an underscore? At Venmo.
For the Venmo,
Yeah.
it's just a dash. So it's not an underscore. It's a hyphen.
Yeah,
I guess
just a
that's the word.
Okay.
And it's Pastor.
It's always my wife just looked at me. She's like, "You, the Mr. English major."
Look, we know people that have named their kid Ladasha, and it's LA-A.
Yeah,
All right.
literally
So
the
we-
line. So
We got you.
I can't believe you just said that. When I was a medic,
So it's
let me tell you this.
Before you
When
get
I
there,
was a
before you
medic,
get there, hold
I
on.
had a complete shift of weird names. The first patient was A-IA. It was Adashia.
oh god,
Golly.
holy
The
smokes!
next
Come on,
one-
man. Hey,
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. The next patient was Aquanetta.
hold on,
Aquanet.
like the
Aquanet.
hairspray?
Like hairspray. Aquanet.
Yes.
Wow.
But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not how you
It
spell it.
got-
That's not how you
it got
pronounce it,
worse
though,
after
right?
that.
That wasn't how you pronounce it, though, right? Aquanet was not how.
no, that probably was. I'm not even.
That's how you pronounce it.
I'm
All
not
right,
even,
all right. So one more time for the Venmo, it's pastor-ink.
ED.
ED. So it does have the ED. All right.
Yeah. Inked. Like I inked a contract. Or,
Outstanding.
So everything is Pastor Ink.
no, if you're tattooed, you're inked. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna put all of this stuff out of here because, like I said, I've been following you for a little bit. I've been watching a lot of your stuff, and I've been praying for you, and I've been trying to. And like I said, I've been watching and seeing this stuff, and I'm like, you know what, we need to do? We need to. I really need to get him on, especially when I found out. So your final wrap up to the story, real quick, is you're have decided that 2 different branches of the military and reserves is not good enough, that you have to go back now. And because
not good enough.
it wasn't good to just get but you're going back as a chaplain.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
So, funny story. Last year, I had a stroke.
Oh, congratulations.
And yeah, thank you. And I'm laying in the VA, and the doctor shows me the MRI, and I have an 8mm bleed in my brainstem.
Oh, good.
And as a paramedic, I knew this was deadly.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to die.
Yeah.
And I cried and I prayed and I said, God, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Just please take care of my wife and my son.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I was starting to feel a little bit better, and they took me to CT, and then I get the results, and they're like, we can't find the clot anywhere.
Ugh.
And I was like, wait, what? She goes, the doctor says, she's like, we can't find it anywhere in your body. It's like it never even happened. She's like, you even look better. Like, you've got color in your cheeks and you don't look like you're dying. And I'm like, I feel great. She's like, I can't explain it. I looked up and I was like, I can.
Let me tell you something.
God, take care of my wife and my son. He's like, okay, you're going to stay here.
Yeah, you're going to be the one taking care of it.
That's it. You're the deal.
It's your job, dude.
And an hour later, an Army chaplain walks in.
Okay.
And he's like, hi, Spike. I follow you on TikTok. I was like, how you doing? He goes, so how old are you? And I was like, 42. And he goes, good, you're still young enough. I was like, for what? And he goes, to become a chaplain in the Army National Guard.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know you. I mean, and he's in uniform too. And he's like, look, we can do an age waiver because the cutoff is 47. He's like, you just need your acceptance letter for your Master's of Divinity, which I know you're pretty close to.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we can get a waiver for your tattoos. He's like, you're going to have to lose it. I think you'll be okay with that. Would you like to retire as an officer? I was like, wait, what? So all my years will count. All my years of service will count towards my retirement.
No way.
That's
I
fantastic.
put in another 20, and they're going to commission me as a second lieutenant.
Oh, congratulations.
Sweet.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Do you know how, like, that's...
That
doesn't happen.
No, I know.
That's not...
I get it.
That's called God.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear. That's God. That doesn't happen to normal, everyday people.
No. You guys are good.
Exactly.
Holy cow. Well, that is awesome, man.
Yeah, just don't give me a compass. I'll kill the whole platoon.
No, don't worry. That's it.
You have your Bible, and that's what you need.
Exactly. That's all you need.
It is my compass. Amen.
That's exactly. Pastor Spike, we appreciate you being on. We're going to keep... do you have any... When's your ship out date? You know?
I don't know yet. I still have to go sit in front of... not sit. I have to go stand in front of a board of officers and generals.
Oh, good. Yeah,
before
that's
the
going to
Newtown
be
Gap
fun.
and do a oral board.
Yeah.
You have fun with that one. Well, we're going to keep up with you. We're going to have you on at least one more time before you ship out, and we're going to keep up with you. Like I said, anything we can do to help you out with this ministry moving forward, brother, we got you back.
We tweeted out everything.
So-
Help this man out.
Yeah. So, Pastor
you so much,
Spike, we
guys.
appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
American Pride Roasters. Well, we still have a little bit.
Oh,
American
yeah,
Pride
well, that's true,
Roasters
yeah.
is the sponsor of this whole episode. If you like coffee, historically great coffee, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
You're going to love it. I promise you that. historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every time you put it in your mouth.
That's right.
Go to our website, doaeshow.com, mojo50.com. Follow us on all the social medias at DOA Show. We still got another hour to go.
It's going to be amazing.
Guys, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You still there?
Yeah, I'm
Thank
there.
you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it. It was a fantastic
Thanks for having me,
story.
man. I really do.
Like I said, anything we can do moving on from this moment forward, we got you six, Chief. Whatever you got, whatever you need, if we can help you in any way, even if it's just
Shoot
to
us
get
a
the word
message,
out,
man.
you let us know. I'll keep up with you, because I'm the one who done most of it. But I'll keep up with you the most. And like I said, you need anything at all. If we can't get it, we might mostly have people we can find to try and get it, even if it's just to get a word out, even if it's just, hey, prayer bomb this guy. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you let us know.
That's awesome. Guys, you were amazing. Thank you so much.
No
Thank
problem,
you,
man.
man.
Like I said, I'll catch up with you later on.
All right, sounds good, guys. Have a good
Appreciate
night.
it, brother. Bye.
Bye.
Of course, we still had him on. I didn't want to just cut him off.
Well,
right
but
there.
I did. Well,
I know sometimes it
that because nobody. Let's be honest. Nobody knows what the protocol is.
nobody. Yeah, usually you just get hung up on.
Yeah, depending. Sometimes
Yeah,
you get hung up
yeah.
on. Sometimes you don't, and you're like, "Do I hang on? Do I say something? Do I not say something? Do I hang up? Are they waiting on me to hang up? What's
He's
going
probably
on?"
praying for us right now after that American Pride Roaster segment.
That's okay. I'm not apologizing for it. So
Nope, it's a good one. I like it.
anyway,
It's a good joke.
But yeah, like I said, I've been seeing and following him on that for a long time, and I'm like, we need this guy. And so, veteran, he's doing veteran stuff, and it just, I was like, no, we're gonna
There you go.
bring it in. Brings it in.
That's right. All right.
So, and I got to put this on Facebook. Actually, I need to.
I got to see about this real quick here.
What's wrong?
Well, that.
Holy cow!
Yeah, our video feed's been like half dead the entire time. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. I was going to reset the signal real quick, but
Screw it.
yeah, might as well not because it might kill the audio if I do that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Oh, goodness gracious. Probably going to get burned out for the other stuff anyway. Yeah. Yeah, we thought it was pretty cool too. Pastor Spike, that's pretty awesome. Trying to see something. You know what? I don't. I'm good. 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 Take it.
Not the least bit upset. What is this?
I was checking out the stuff.
Oh, for
Yeah.
still haven't got that done yet.
Dude. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it today after the show. I was getting to the place.
The place and the things and
Yeah, because I've never done it before, so I'm like, all right,
that's true.
I might have to ask her to like log in and sign in at first.
Just to make sure.
No, sign in and then like get her to create a member account. And,
Oh, okay.
And then like give her the stuff. It's easy.
James says that the YouTube's been fine.
Oh, good.
Now, according to our thing, it's
YouTube's
not.
probably been fine because YouTube likes to buffer.
Oh, that's true too.
YouTube likes to buffer, and that's
Yeah,
good.
they do. So it's gonna.
But it's like, like the Facebook feed is choppy as all crap.
It's the modem.
Yeah, it is.
It's that time.
It's that time again.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I was 6 feet under.
Pastor Spike, huh? Mm-hmm. That was good.
Good people. Like I said, I've been talking to him for a while. Off and on, back and forth.
Glad we finally got him
One
on.
of the things I'm glad to have him on. Like I said, we're gonna have him on as often as humanly possible, and we got his. We tweeted out all his information. We're gonna throw it on Facebook. We're gonna put it out everywhere. We'll find it. We might even find a way to attach it to the website somewhere somehow.
Somehow,
Something. I don't know.
Whatever. We're just gonna put all of his stuff in everywhere.
Because it's
Everywhere.
I love hearing stories about that when you finally go, all right, God, I got it. What do you want me to do? And then literally just take it and run and just
Yep,
don't
actually,
look back.
here you go.
Don't do anything. You just run, and it's
Boom.
fantastic. Yeah.
There you go. I posted it on all the streams now.
Yeah, on all the streams and all the chats, it's all there.
Yeah.
So,
Boom, 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 boom. Well,
gonna-
maybe not all the chats. Like if we're linked to a bunch of different ones, it won't be there. But
well, no,
the
but I'm
original one
saying
will
if
be.
you go to our Facebook or you go to Mojo's Facebook or
Yeah.
the YouTubes or Periscope or D Live or
We're
whatever,
there. It's there.
You'll see it in the chats there. So
Yeah.
and we'll, like I said, I'll probably post it again later at another time. So, but I love it. So now on to from good stuff to crap. To crap.
Yay.
With a full-blown illegal immigration crisis worsening each day as
Of
the
course.
country's southern border,
Of course.
the Joe Biden administration has elected to adopt not the children. That would be funny.
Yeah.
That's they adopt the very same measures Democrats have once condemned under the Trump administration. Can you take a guess what that might be? What exactly would
under the
be
administration
that Trump did?
that only
that's-
Trump did.
Yeah, that only Trump did.
Only
that-
Trump did?
That well,
I can't think of one
actually they've been all doing forever, but it was only bad under Trump.
It was only bad under
Only bad under
Oh,
Trump.
that's a lot of things. Are we talking about they're building a new wall?
Nope, no, not that one.
No.
No,
They're
still,
deporting people.
Nope, no. You're getting a little closer, but no.
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 Okay.
No.
They're stopping people at the border?
No. Well, kind of, but no. That's not
No?
it either.
Oh,
No,
all
you're
right.
in. You're still
in
in
the-
the vein, but
there.
it's not.
All right. I don't know.
It's something a little bit more specific.
You're
than
going to
that.
have to just let it go.
Okay, what is considered the tragic and deplorable locking of kids in cages that was done under former President Trump?
How dare you?
It is now considered the only, quote, humane and moral thing to do.
It's to put kids in cages.
Put kids in cages.
We're gonna put
Literally
kids in
using
cages.
the verbiage.
We're gonna put kids in cages.
Yes. During the Monday's White House press briefing, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki admitted that the administration is handling the rapid influx of unaccompanied children crossing the U.S.-Mexican border by reopening surge facilities dedicated to temporarily housing migrant children until they can be transferred to long-term facilities. But she also said, quote, that this was safe and humane.
Just like the ASPCA that kills animals after a certain amount of time, it is safe and humane.
Yes. Quote, we've made a policy decision. As
knew exactly where I was going with
did,
that,
and I'm
didn't you?
like, yeah. We made a policy decision as an administration that the humane and moral approach is to keep these kids safe and get them into facilities that are safe. Where they intermingle at full capacity with little to no regard of the COVIDs, because that's so bad for everybody else, but apparently not for Mexican children. Right. Quote, it is an area of policy discussion, how we will continue to accommodate in a safe and humane way these kids. Our objective remains moving them as quickly as possible out of the Border Patrol facilities. But in order to do that, we need to have shelter facilities that are safe, that have access to educational resources, legal resources, health and medical resources, and need to ensure that we have safe capacity to do that.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Jen Psaki just admitted putting them into, that was from a tweet, never mind.
no.
Democratic lawmakers and progressive immigration activists excoriated Trump in 2019.
But what about, no, 2019?
2019, administration opened a surge facility in Carrizo Springs, Texas.
Excuse me, 2019?
And they only opened it for a month.
2019?
2019.
You guys excoriated him throughout the entire presidency
Yeah.
for this crap.
Yeah, I know.
Like, this wasn't just 2019. Do you remember?
But they're talking about this specific
This specific
which
facility?
is probably frustrated over the attack. Trump pointed out that it wasn't his administration that built the so-called cages. Rather, it was the Obama administration that Biden was serving as vice president. Now, these surge facilities are in line to get much more use than they ever did during the previous administration.
They're trying to fill him up.
As the
Put
Biden,
as many kids in that belly as possible.
They have to. As the Biden administration has consistently and loudly broadcast lenient immigration enforcement policies to the world,
Yep.
an unprecedented number of migrants have rushed to the southern border.
Trying to pump them full of kids.
Yeah, it's because how you're not going to send children away. I mean, do you not have a heart? They're coming to. We have to take care of the children. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Obviously, unprepared to handle the surge, the administration has been forced to adopt crisis mode interventions, such as reopening migrant children housing facilities and purchasing plane tickets to fly migrant children to their relatives' residences in the U.S., not their original home of origin, not sending them back because even as children, they're still illegal. They're still violating a federal crime.
Yeah.
No. We're going to send them to their families in America because why the hell not?
You mean the likely are also legal?
Oh, absolutely, they're legal.
Illegal?
No, they're legal.
Illegal?
No, I don't know. They're going to be claimed legal.
Okay.
The Department of Homeland Security projects that 117,000 unaccompanied migrant children will illegally enter the U.S. this year. Just this year. 45% more than any other year on record. At least, or as of last week, the administration was short by approximately 20,000 beds and predicted that the shelters would be at full capacity by the end of the month. That's a lot of people trying to cross the border.
That's a lot of beds.
That's a lot of having to deal with, and
It's a lot of bed bugs.
that's a lot of stuff. You say what you want.
We didn't have this problem for 4 years,
No, we didn't, and they didn't like the guy doing it,
but we didn't have this problem.
but they don't care.
This wasn't a problem.
And, but they
It was
don't.
not a problem.
But they don't get money that way. Do you have to understand the Homeland Security, these facilities that they got mad about Trump using, that they now conveniently get to open and use.
Oh, right, yeah.
That is their people they get to stock with. That is their people they get to pay to have those jobs there.
Yeah,
That's
so you're just-
their stuff now.
Scratching backs.
Exactly. Now that they get to grow their base and thereby making all
They're
these
in
other
control of
people
it.
happy, they can now turn around and go, oh, look, we've done all this stuff. And then hopefully these young kids will turn around and go and, oh, look, we need to vote Democrat.
No, they're not. They're going to look at it and say, wow, the hypocrisy.
Suckers. No.
Jeez, what are you doing? You're killing my people.
No, they'll be like all the other dreamers are right now, and they'll make this giant stink about how,
We're supposed to be here.
we belong here. We've been here forever.
Yeah.
It's not our fault we're here. No, you're absolutely right. It's not your fault. But what are you doing to kind of make amends for that?
Speaking of idiots that followed behind and forgot that they didn't have any sort of
This is a crock.
bearing
This is a
whatsoever.
crock. I don't believe. No.
No, yeah.
The way this
Yeah,
is worded,
no,
I don't
we
believe.
got it, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
A group of pro-life evangelical leaders who banded together to support the election of Joe Biden in the 2020 election are now expressing shock, and dismay,
Shock and awe.
horror.
They're terrified, quaking in their boots. They
Yes.
cannot believe.
So upset that the Democratic politician who had, towed his party line of abortion
Okay.
is now somehow betraying their movement. Their movement, their
Yeah.
pro-life movement, and using taxpayer money to pay for abortions.
Shocked. They're shocked. Because
They're so upset.
Ray Charles saw this coming, and he's dead. Like,
Not about the fact that he's blind.
no, that's not even it. Helen Keller.
dead.
Helen Keller saw this coming. She was deaf, dumb, and blind, and dead, and knew this was coming. Like this
Before she died,
from
she knew
a
this was
mile
gonna happen.
away. She's
She knew it
like,
was gonna
"Oh,
happen
this is
before
not
she
going to
died.
end
Yeah,
well."
No, this is going to
You
happen.
could bring her
eventually.
back to life right now. You could be like, "So here's the deal, Helen. We got this president who's been."
And by the way, this all has to be expressed in her palm.
In her palm, and that's
Yeah.
fine. You do the little signing or
signing in
whatever.
her palms,
So
yeah.
here's the deal, Helen.
Yeah.
You know, we have this guy who was in the Senate for 45 years.
Yeah, that's for those.
He
who
is
are-
now becoming president.
Yeah.
A bunch of pastors
Who are pro-life.
who are pro-life think that he's the guy to pick because of dumb things that he has now said. Though him and his whole party have a history of
His entire history has been pro-abortion.
pro-abortion, and she would go back. I think that's a good idea, and I mean she would palm it too, so it could be understood.
Right,
And there you
right.
go, and it would be done. It would be like, well, thank you, Helen. You know, you can
Good job.
rest-
You can go back
You
to
can go
sleep.
back to. You can rest in peace now again, and
Thank
they would
you.
lay her back
Thank you.
down and close the casket, and she would die again, and that would be fine.
It'd be funny because technically she's bone.
True. But no, how do you not see this? I would like, and I mean this is a genuine thing. I don't pay attention to the most politicians, period, but especially on the left, because I know that 90% of them, 95% of them, 99%, 99.99% of them are liars. I would love to point out one Democrat, one person on the left who, honest to God, is pro-life and means it. Like really is by action, by vote, by deed. Every bit of it is actually pro-life. I don't believe there is one. I mean, there might be, but again, I don't know. I don't pay attention to it because they're all liars.
maybe.
All politicians are liars as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
All of them are shady. All of them are crooked. All of them are after to get something in the end. And it may not start out that way, but in the end, they are.
That's right.
And I don't believe that there's one truly on the left that is pro-life. I don't believe it. Mainly because of the fact that even if they are, they're not going to admit it because that is not what the party is about. And they're all about party, if nothing else.
See, Adam W. Johnson, you got it over there. Or, excuse me, Adam W. Johnson.
Yeah, we made him change his name for, I guess it was us. I don't know.
I guess it
didn't
was
read the
us,
whole thing.
yeah. He says, I've said this before, but the solution is to have Lindsey Graham dress like Flo from Progressive and stand at the front chain link fence of an empty parking lot pretending to cry for all the kids in cages. I like it.
I do too.
I like it a lot.
The only problem is I have a bad feeling that he
Would like it too much.
he would be I think he'd be an ugly crier.
It's true.
Like overly sniffles.
It's because he's just kind of a,
like that.
He's got like the kind of bulldog face anyway,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's gonna be all snotty and
and like the extra jowl.
yeah.
He'll have the extra jowl shiver.
Yeah.
I can't really do it because I don't have jowls, but
I'm getting them.
are you? I can't do it because I don't have jowls.
I don't like it, but I am.
But he would do the sniffles and the whole deal.
that's
It'd be bad.
anyway.
He'd ugly cry.
He is very much an ugly crier. I believe it in my bones that if he were ever to be seen, okay, I'm just saying. What?
Be for the be the Neanderthal from the SAV. Come on, guys. You exposed your lack of wokeness. According to experts on TikTok, Helen Keller did not exist. She's made up. Fictitious. I saw that TikTok too.
Did you?
I did.
Wait a minute.
It's
Are you still? So this is really a thing?
Yeah, there was this stupid teenager on TikTok.
Who's convinced that Helen Keller wasn't real?
She was screaming it at the top of her lungs.
So what was the movie, The Miracle Worker?
No, she was screaming at the top of her lungs that Helen Keller was not real.
So again, the movie, The Miracle Worker was
she did not exist.
was fake,
If completely,
just-
everything
it was all fictitious?
Yep, completely fake.
even though there's pictures of Helen Keller and her
Completely
cat
fake.
out there.
Completely fake. All of it's
You
fake.
see what I said? Her cat.
Yeah, her
Yeah,
cat.
it was actually a dog, but that was the joke that they say. They got her
Yeah.
convinced that that's a cat.
That's
Uh,
a cat. She doesn't even know what a cat is, so how's she gonna tell?
I know, right?
You could have told her it's a goose.
You know, there's a part of me that is not shocked by this because some of the dumbest stuff, like people truly are coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, no, there's." What is the one I seen the other day? Mm-hmm. I saw one just like that. There was this weird thing trying to. And this has been. I did a little research on it, so apparently it's been going on forever, but apparently it's making a resurgence. The birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah.
They're dinosaurs.
No. Have you not heard about this?
No. What
Apparently, it's making a resurgence. There's a group out there. Birds are not real. They're not creatures. They are drones, and every single one of them, even the ones that are doing absolutely nothing in the woods that no one is around. There's no human beings around.
Yeah.
They're all drones being monitored by the government.
What about the ones that poop?
Well, that's to make it feel real.
That's the real feel.
Yeah, so that way you go, oh, look, see, it is a real bird. Look, it pooped in me, on my head. It pooped on my car.
It pooped in you.
It's no, that only if only
You
if
said it.
Only
I'm
if
just
you're- no, no, no.
reiterating.
That's only if your name is Cyndi Lauper.
You said it.
Cyndi Lauper did it. It pooped in her.
You said it.
She did it.
You said it. You said it.
We have a show to do. You want to keep harping on this?
No,
or-
I'm harping on this. You went down the line of birds, so I can harp on this all I want. We need a tweet about this. Speaking of
I
birds,
see what you did there,
thank you.
tweeting. Wow. And we wonder why we're not syndicated or anything yet.
Hear my wife dying in the
I
background.
know. Can't breathe.
Nope. It's funny how she can make so much noise while choking. Oh, you don't like that one?
No, that,
you don't like that?
was
That
made
make you feel-
That made me a little
Did
uncomfortable.
you feel creepy?
Just a tad.
Well, that's your own fault.
I felt my skin go.
You shouldn't be listening like that.
I can't help it. It's what we do. God.
Speaking of
Encino-
creep, no. Speaking of creepy,
Encino Slug
Oh, yeah,
on
we're going there.
Twitter.
Good job. Yep.
Your description of the ugly cry makes me think you guys have seen me weeping.
no.
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 I just know what I look like crying. And
We all ugly cry.
yeah, everybody ugly cries. I've never seen.
Look,
any-
a pretty cry is only for screen. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. A pretty cry is only for screen.
Yeah, and it's not really crying. True crying
It's ugly crying.
is ugly crying.
That's ugly cry.
That's
Pretty crying is like, and you get like the one tear.
the one tear. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never a repeated tear behind
Even
it.
tears of joy are ugly cry.
Yeah.
You ugly cry tears of joy. All right.
That's how it goes, man. There's no such everything
Snot
you see on
all
TV.
over
Yeah,
and-
you snot and everything on TV is fake. That's why, like, the love.
Technically, you could say that we are right
I know.
now.
I was gonna say the love scenes in movies where they're being romantic and it's so sultry, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Stop
It
it.
doesn't happen.
Stop it.
It's not.
Stop it.
What?
On the Twitters. Stop it.
No,
Stop it.
No, we're not even
You
touching
stop
that
it.
one.
No. Now that you know, see, here's the deal. You've now said something about it, and that means one of two things. You either first have to look and find it, and if you don't find it, you now have that. That's all up to you.
I'm not paying for your therapy
No, I know.
because that is something that afterwards you're gonna be like,
You got to remember when you come up with when you bring up the rules in the internet, that one in particular has two clauses.
yeah.
You find it
Or you make
it.
You know, bring that demon up.
That's right. We don't do that. Speaking of demons,
Dare you?
once more into the breach, dear friends, President Joe Biden is set to sign two, as in the number of genders, more exclusive orders aimed at promoting gender equality, both in the United States and around the world on Monday,
Hold on.
in recognition of the International Women's Day.
Hold on.
That means today. So he did
Oh
it
my
today.
God, there's so much wrong with this. Okay, hold on. First off, we're going to take literally the easiest thing for a second.
Okay.
Joe Biden is president of the United States, right?
Yeah.
Is he the president of the world?
No,
So why is he trying to worry about the world?
because we are the world.
We are the children. No, you can't do that. I'm sorry, but like you can't do that. You can't sit there and try and go, well, we're going to take care of the world. How about worry about home first? If it's really this important, let's focus on home first. And then once you get that nailed down, go to the rest of the world and be like, look, guys, this is how we did it. Okay? That's how you do anything. That's how you do everything. You fix your junk first, and then once that becomes successful or prosperous or whatever analogy you want to fill in there, whatever word you want to put there, whatever adjective you want to use, then you turn around and go, all right, now how do we share this to other people? Because they keep asking questions.
You're going to love it, though.
I know, I already do because
you're gonna
of
love
this
these.
part right
Right
there.
here.
Let me start it again.
Yeah.
President Joe Biden is set to sign 2 more executive orders aimed at promoting gender equality. And I bet you that has nothing to do with just men and women.
Uh-huh.
In recognition of International Women's Day.
Yep.
So on a one of the sexes that they're denying is actually really a sex. I mean, they're saying it's there, but it's not important. It can't be that, even though every single other one allegedly is a derivative of one of the two.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Okay. So here's the rub.
Oh,
The forthcoming Gender Policy Council.
forthcoming. There's been 3 more before this.
Yeah. The forthcoming Gender Policy Council.
That's actually was forthcoming, as in like it's
Yeah,
getting ready to come, and you didn't even, you left me hanging.
I'm going to let you hang on that one.
That's not the proper thing to do when you talk about old Biden and gender, is leaving it hanging.
And forthcomings.
Nah, forthcomings.
Yeah, that's right.
Bless his heart.
Gender Policy Council will be established
Okay.
within the executive office of the presidency. According to the fact sheet published by the White House, it will work toward advancing, quote, gender equality and equal rights and opportunity for women and girls, both domestically and globally throughout governmental policy changes.
So women and girls.
Women and girls.
So do they? How
Hey,
long?
ladies.
Who wants the over under on how long it takes for all the other genders to lose their ever loving minds?
You're going to love this, though. The council will reportedly aim to combat systematic bias and discrimination, including sexual harassment,
I'm sorry. What?
structural barrier, sexual harassment of women, address structural barriers to women participating in the labor force, and decrease wages and wealth gaps.
How? Aside from literally taking control of everything, how do you plan on doing that exactly? And again, I'm loving this whole it is only for women and girls. What about the other genders?
No worries. The White House Gender Policy Council will be an essential part of the Biden-Harris administration and their plan to ensure that by aggressively protecting the rights and unique needs of those who experience multiple intersecting forms of discrimination, including the individuals who are Black, Latina. Ooh, they used Latina.
Yeah, they use Latina there. That's nice.
Native, Asian American, Pacific Islander, people with disabilities, and the quilt bags.
But again, how do you sit in one breath and say we're supporting women and girls, and then on the other hand go, but we're also covering the quilts? Like, how does that work? Like, it doesn't work.
Because when you protect a transgendered person, you're not protecting women.
Yeah, and by default, you're kind of not protecting transgenders if you protect a woman.
Because you're going to have to discriminate one against the other.
Yeah, either one. You can't have both of them as being real.
Right.
Either one's real. They're both. One's real or they're both fake. So which is it?
Right. Either there is no such thing as sexuality, and it's all just a construct of our social configuration, or we have men and women, and we need to evaluate the differences. Isn't that great, though?
Yeah, fantastic.
It's amazing, right? Gotta love it.
You don't have to, but
Well, I mean, you should, though.
not really.
I mean, you can. If you like it that way.
Oh, that's not the button I hit.
That is not the button you hit. What buttons are you trying
I
to
hit that one.
What are you trying to...
There we go.
There you are. Tomato. Tomato.
Feel better?
I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. That's good stuff. He's all right. Yabba dabba dabba dabba. Yeah. Panorama lama ding dong.
That's right.
Doodly doo doo.
My wife. It's cats. Uh-huh.
This is Defenders Live.
That's funny. I love it.
That's good.
I like memes.
That is good. Memes are great.
They make me giggle.
Uh-huh. So we have an update.
Hold on. Just real fast.
Okay, sure.
That's a good. I don't know why we didn't see this earlier.
All right, yeah.
Be the Neanderthal from the SAV. Can you really be considered president if you don't know you're president?
Well, I don't think he just he knows. He just can't remember.
Is that like a, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it? Is that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Doesn't make a sound?
Doesn't
Is-
make a sound.
Is that what that is?
I think that's what it is. Encinos look. Wait, are we still talking about ugly crying or Malort? Both.
tomato.
That's yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we have
back to New York. We're not going to leave this anywhere anytime soon.
No. We're going to get rid of this real quick here.
No. I'm saying this is going to be something that's going to surface like
Every day.
for the next couple weeks, I think.
Every day now.
Yeah, because New York Senate Majority Leader, the state Senate Majority Leader,
Right. Yeah.
Andrea Stewart Cousins. I know.
Start.
Stewart
Cousins.
is demanding that Lord Almighty His Majesty Governor Andrew Cuomo resign.
Uh-huh.
The call for Cuomo's resignation by the top Democrat in the New York State Senate arrives a day after two more women came forward with accusations of sexual harassment against the New York governor.
Now, we were told last week, because we always knew like 30 is the magic number, right?
Yeah, because it's how it goes. One is the loneliest number that you could ever do. Two could be as bad as one, but it's never as lonely as the lonely number one.
But 3 is
Yeah.
the magic number.
3 is always the magic number.
Right.
Well,
We were told last week that it took 4.
that 4 is actually the magic number, not
Right.
3.
Right. But they skipped 4.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they went straight to 5.
Why do I have a feeling it's going to be 8? It's going to be 10. It's going to be 30. It's going to keep, the number is going to keep going up. That's going to be the best part about every last bit of this.
It's just going to keep on
Is
growing
watching them constantly move that goalpost.
and keep on making it higher and higher.
And nothing ever get done.
Well, that's the thing. Like, okay, I get it. Okay, well, now we surpassed 4.
Yeah.
All right, we're past 4. We're in the week. We're after the weekend. Everything happened on the weekend. By the way, everything happens on the weekend.
It always happens on the weekend.
Always Saturday, Sunday drop. All right, everything Saturday, Sunday drop, boom, happens on the weekend.
This is what made doing our weekend show when we were live
Amazing.
so fantastic, because we caught everything.
Right, when we did a
great.
weekend show, it was great.
You know, we were in front of all of it. They're just going to keep moving this goalpost
Everywhere.
It's just how it's
Back
going to
and
go.
forth.
There's not going to be a set number because they're not going to get rid of him, and he's not going to leave. Stuart Cousins, the Democrat from Yonkers, issued a statement on Sunday afternoon where she said Cuomo, quote, must resign, end quote.
Yeah, well, in response to all of this, Cuomo made remarks.
He said he was going to do it?
Yeah,
He said, you know what, you're absolutely right.
well,
5
he-
people coming through and saying something now.
he had a press conference.
He did. Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
addressed this saying, you know what, 5 people have come through and said that I've done this stuff and that they're not happy with it. It looks bad on me. It looks bad on my city. It looks bad on my party and my associates. I would do the right thing, the noble thing, the honorable thing, and I will step down, and I will deal with these allegations on my own time.
That's close.
And outside of all the rest of it, and there's no reason to drag the people and the colleagues and everything else through all of this muck and everything else. I will take it as I should. I will step down as I am to be someone above board. Therefore, I do not want to taint the office, and I will step down. Is that pretty much sums
really
up what he said, almost verbatim, right?
Really close. Here, I'll give it to you right here. He said, there are some legislators who suggest that I resign because of the accusations that are made against me.
See, that's almost exactly how I started off, too.
I was elected by the people of the state, and I wasn't elected by the politicians. I'm not going to resign because of allegations. The premise of resigning because of allegations is actually anti-democratic. You know, the system is based on due process and the credibility of the allegations. An allegation in democracy, and that's great. But it's then the credibility of the allegation.
So you realize that he literally just destroyed the concept of democracy. Everybody sits there and goes, oh, no, America's a democracy. We're a democracy. We're all supposed to be able to vote together, blah, blah, blah. He literally just told you that it doesn't effing matter.
He then said,
Not what everybody wants. It's the credibility of what everybody wants. And that credibility is based off the powers that be. And the powers that be are not you.
so shut up because I'm not resigning.
Oh, my God. And then everybody's still going to turn and go, no, America's a democracy. Shut up. Democracies don't work because, again, only words and only voices that are heard are the ones that are in power. That's it. Those are the only ones that matters because they can then, as we've already said with the number of the number of accusers for this guy, they're going to keep moving that goalpost to fit whatever area that they want to fit. And then once it's done, nobody else has a say. Who cares? He literally just said it's anti-democratic for me to step down.
Okay, well,
You've
eventually
been
you're going to be
accused.
forced.
Not well, maybe not.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I don't know because a lot of you can't even do the state of New York does it. They can't even do an investigation on him unless he says yes. We have to have an investigation on me.
Which is why
And
he's
he's-
going to just get impeached.
But it's not going to make a difference. Here's
know.
the deal.
There's
Here's
no
the
reason,
thing.
right? There's no
Why
reason.
why would you try to impeach a guy? Okay, that is admitting that he's not going to step down. There's never been, probably with the exception of Nixon.
Yeah.
There has never been an impeachment that ended up with the politician resigning or leaving the office. There was this
Clinton.
He didn't leave.
He technically resigned.
No, he didn't. He finished out his term.
Yeah, but he resigned.
No, Nixon resigned.
He finished out his term, but he didn't do anything for that term.
Doesn't matter. But he didn't leave.
Yeah,
That's my point. Nixon at least left.
that's true.
You know what I mean? That's what
Nixon
I'm talking about.
did leave. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he at least left. Now,
Yeah.
Clinton may have been a lame duck the entire time, but he still was there.
Yeah, he
like that
stayed
to me.
he stayed the entire time.
Yeah, that's a slap in the face of the whole thing. If you're not leaving, then what the hell was the point of
There was no point.
There wasn't. And that's how this is going to go. If he's not going to get out that way, if impeachment isn't going to officially get him out of there, what is it going to do? It didn't work for Trump. The guy's never going to leave office. Again, aside from Nixon, no one has left office.
That's right.
So why?
Because
It's all on, honestly, it is all on the people of New York at this point. And guess what's probably going to happen?
nothing.
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 He's going to get reelected again next time. whenever that is. I don't know if it's this next
Whatever it is, which
election or if it's the one
election it is,
after. Hey, he's not going anywhere until he's damn good and ready.
Could say, well, we're going to hold a special election to see whether or not.
That still wouldn't fly because he would have to step down.
Right.
And he's not going to step down.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's anti-democratic.
Sure.
Like, again, and yes.
It's anti-democratic, yes.
Chris, we're not. Yes, again, it blows. I can see the vein throbbing on his forehead right now. On the same thing.
Through the picture.
Yes, through the picture. On Twitter, we're not a democracy. We're not. We never have been. But the fact that they all sit and tout it constantly, well, we're a democracy, we're a democracy, we're a democracy. And in that sentence, he completely destroyed the actual relevancy of being, democracy. Because everyone else has fed this thing of,
you've heard the new thought process about
I'm
that,
afraid
right?
to hear it.
You've heard the new thought process about this, right? We're no longer like a republic either.
Well, they've never said that. They've always said that we're a democracy.
But we're no longer that any form of government that has anything to say about that because we're now an oligarchy.
Oh, I have heard that. I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, that we're an oligarchy because paying money is now a form of speech, and you can't stop you have full freedom of speech, so you can technically buy out all elections.
There's a twinge of truth in that, but
there is a twinge.
But not.
But there are.
I love
limits.
the guy that I saw that presented that also happened to be like a 22-year-old, 24-year-old college-educated millennial.
Yeah,
I'm like, you've been corrupted from the system through schooling your entire life, and now you think you figured this out. I'm sorry. The only people, honest to God,
that's why I love it, man. It's awesome.
And it's just,
I mean, there's twinges of truth in all of it.
There's always twinges of truth, but that's all you need is a little bit of truth and a lie to make it sell.
Sound right. Yeah, to make it right.
I'm getting convinced every day, the more stupid, crazy videos I see of these people talking this stuff, is that the only people that are honestly going to be able to save, or at least start the saving process of our country, is kind of our generation, us.
Oh.
I hate to say it like that. And you could call it the
Are you talking about which one, Gen X or millennial?
Well, Gen X or the higher end, the older millennials.
Oh,
because it's that weird.
Yeah, because they kind of blend.
Allegedly, I'm a millennial, and I'm like, there's no effing way. But
yeah,
whatever.
But that's only because they keep on spreading.
They keep changing it. That's my point.
Changing the numbers.
But whatever it is, that generation, those who were born in mid 70s, even up to from 70 to about
mid 90s,
early 90s. We'll say beginning of 90s.
Early 90s, yeah.
That we're it. We're the generation that's going to have to be able to change that because we've seen everything. We've watched the change. We've seen it. And it's on us to pass it on to the generations after. This next generation is screwed.
We have to stop being like John Mayer.
Yes.
And waiting on the world to change.
Yeah. We have to, it's kind of on us. We're the ones that have to pass down the right things to our children and hope to God that it sticks. Because if you leave it up to the state, you leave it up to the schools, they're going to be corrupted in their way. And again, you're going to have people like what we're talking about, where he's fairly well educated.
Governor Cuomo.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say about the video.
Oh, the kid. Yeah.
The kid is fairly well educated. He's got a decent background, from what I understand. Only part of what he's talking about is any bit of truth. But as long as this ruling classes kind of have him believing that he's right,
it makes sense for him. It makes sense for him. Then it doesn't make any sense for him to fight.
Yeah, it keeps the tension off of them.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him to fight.
It's directed at all these other things, and they never go after the actual root of the problem.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right there.
So irritating.
Speaking of stupid,
here comes stupid.
A lot of stupid right here.
City by the Bay.
Mm-hmm. Cisco.
Has been dealing with serious homelessness for years.
No.
Many years.
No.
Many years. Going way back
on.
to forever.
No.
Yep.
Jeez.
And during the pandemic, things have gotten a lot worse.
Extra bad.
Like extra crazy, holy bad.
Super bad.
Yeah, straight up super bad. Like little 17-year-old boy named Muhammad. White boy Muhammad bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like McLovin bad.
McLovin bad. That was it. I was looking for it. McLovin. Muhammad McLovin bad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm.
Everyday poop in the streets problem and rampant drugs and alcohol abuse among its homeless population, which, by the way, was enabled when the city's health department announced that it provided free drugs and alcohol to homeless people that were staying in city-leased hotels in order to keep them from breaking pandemic quarantine requirements. You know, so that way, yeah, we got it. You're a severe drug addict, but we don't want you spreading COVID around. So we'd rather you OD in these rooms.
Just die.
Can you imagine? I feel bad for the people who are on the cleaning crew for those rooms.
No, not doing it.
The maids.
Not doing it.
No.
You better be paying me more than that 80 grand to clean up poop on the streets.
Yeah, but 80 grand there is like.
To clean up poop on the streets.
Yeah, but I'm saying 80 grand in San Francisco is like
nothing. It's like $10 an hour
like
here.
40 grand here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not doing it.
If that. The villages are a network of tent encampments. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Now the city is realizing that the financial hit is taken with a long-standing homeless camps. It's authorized back in May with its safe sleeping villages.
Yep.
As the city shuttered indoor homeless facilities. The village are a network of tent encampments spread across the city that are okayed at the same time that is being placed hundreds of homeless people in hotel rooms.
It's a
and RVs.
Hooverville.
Yeah, it's Hooverville.
They created Hooverville.
Yeah,
Again.
Only this time it's not by control
Random homeless
stupidness.
folks.
Yeah,
It's actually by the state.
the state.
The
just
state
made
made it.
because it worked out so well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because nobody learned their lesson from Hooverville last time.
No, obviously not.
Obviously not.
Shanty houses in the middle of D.C.
Or in Central Park.
or in Central Park.
Yeah.
No, that didn't. No, that's not a big deal.
No. 262 tents housing about 300 people in these 6 tent villages. Yeah. Set up around the city to shelter people during the pandemic who might otherwise sleep on the streets.
Oh yeah, well,
Because, in a tent is a lot. I mean, it
is better. Yeah,
not a lot,
but it is
at least keeps you dry to a point.
ish.
Yeah. San Francisco, they're spending money on this.
No,
Yeah,
why?
they're paying for it. They're paying for it.
I mean,
Well,
a one-time thing, maybe.
it's a handout thing. It's a social.
But you buy the tents. That's all you got to do, right?
Well, but you're also supplying drugs and alcohol.
Oh,
So that costs money too. Well, here's the deal. They're spending approximately $16.1 million annually for these tents.
That's a lot of drugs and alcohol.
Which breaks down to $61,450 per tent.
These people have.
Well, they have. They just don't know it because they're
They're just putting it in
drunk
their
or
veins.
stoned out. Yeah, or approximately $5,120 a month for each tent.
That's a high rent tent.
That is a very high rent tent.
That's a high rent tent, bud.
According to the San Francisco Chronicle, KTLA said the average cost per night is less than what the city has been paying to put the homeless people up in hotels.
Up in hotels.
However, the hotel program is eligible for federal reimbursement while the tent villages are not, which means the people of San Francisco and their fellow Californians are on the hook for the entire expensive camping program that their city fathers came up with.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, from KTLA, quote, but the tent program isn't eligible for federal reimbursement. Some lawmakers say that the program is too expensive, especially when the city is facing a projected $650 million budget deficit over the next 2 years.
Oh, wow.
$650 million deficit. Holy cow. Like, don't you think at some point you kind of go, oh, God, we need to stop spending money?
This isn't even for the state. This is for the city.
This is the city. Yes.
The city.
Yes. Yes.
The city.
Yes.
Of San Fran.
San Francisco. Quote, it's eye-popping. Well,
That's
to say the least, yes.
apropos, all right.
And we need to understand why that is. We need to understand why it's eye-popping. That was Supervisor Raphael Mendelman. Quote, we have to find a way to have exits from the streets, but we need them to be more cost-effective. You know,
Okay, there's some good exits from the streets.
I have a lot of good ideas.
Well, do you have one?
I do.
You have one.
I do.
What's one?
It's called tear down the tents.
Why would that would put them back on the streets though?
Yeah, well, it would. But see, if you take away the handout, then eventually you're going to have to start doing for yourself.
Oh, I would also put in enforcement of areas.
That's another one. Well, you have to tear down before you can enforce.
Right. But
Yeah.
once you tear down, there would be enforcement of areas. Saying,
Yeah.
look,
You can't
homeless
go
people,
here.
you can't just be here.
You can't go here no more. You can't be
there's no
sleeping on
littering, you can't sleep on
benches.
benches here. I mean, yeah, it's sad, and I'm sorry.
You want to
but
have
if you'd like to go sleep outside, then there are parks.
well, no, there's
And
actual,
by parks, I mean outside of the city.
actual RV camping parks.
Yeah, there's camping areas, there's woods, there's places like that. If you want to camp, if you want to be outside, if you want to live in the outdoors, go to the actual outdoors. Don't do it inside of cities where you're literally just collecting feces and crap all over the place. You're only doing that because it's easier for you to sit there, get high, and then wake up after you crap all over your pants, go down the street, give some guy get an extra $20 and then get your fix again.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to better somebody. If you want to spend $650 million in a deficit to help people, have you bothered to find out why these people are homeless in the first place?
Nope.
Is it because that?
Is it because of the drugs?
Is it because of the drugs? Is it because
Is it because the land around you is too expensive? Is it because of all government intervention? Is it because
why? Yeah, why is the true reason that these people are that way? And then how about
maybe taxes were the reason?
It could be. Well, but how about going around trying to fix that instead of just band-aiding it and putting them in tents or something, or giving them drugs or putting them in hotels? How about actually finding out what the problem is and saying, sir, ma'am, you're stuck here on the side of the street. You might not even take responsibility for it. I don't care. But say, hey, we see this. You say this is the problem. Let's see about getting it. What if we got you a job? What if we were able to help you find a job? What if we were able to help you get cleaned up? What if we were able to help you get an education? What if we were able to help do all this? If you're going to spend the money, by God, do it into something that's actually tangible that you can see results from.
Productive.
Yes, you're not going to get, not every one of them is going to be a winner. Not every single person is going to go through that little thing is going to come out on the other side a winner.
But absolutely nobody is a winner when you spend
Thank you.
$650 million on a
you.
budget deficit, and it is going straight to the trash.
literally, nobody wins out of that.
No one. If you're going to spend $16.1 million on the homeless, you might as well, one, let the shelters open back up. Two, make sure that it's not a safe place to get high, but instead make sure that there's a safe place for them to go and rehab.
Yeah. Why are they getting high? Is it because it's just a drug addiction and you've enabled them to continue doing this? Or is it because the mental issues? Is it, whatever? Get therapy, get training, get stuff.
Do they just fall on hard times?
Yes.
And all this weird. There's a lot of things that can happen.
That's the problem, honestly, when it comes to the whole social or program thing.
It's too difficult for people to actually take the time and the effort to figure out why.
Because it's also used as a weapon.
Right, but it's
also
almost
used as a
an
weapon.
individual basis, though.
It is, and that's hard, and that's difficult to do. You have to take each person one at a time, and they might be lying to you half the time. So it's very meticulous. But
you know what? Stop right there. You know what it takes?
effort?
No.
That does, and no one wants to put into it.
It takes somebody volunteering.
Yeah.
It takes an organization that's nonprofit. It takes somebody out there that isn't a government-regulated agency saying, I have money to spend, or I have the ability to gather money to take care of this.
I want to help.
See a problem. I want to help. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
And what's happened in San Francisco is the fact that they've decided to shut down everybody that isn't the federal, or that isn't the state-run government or the city-run government or anything like that.
Yep.
You've destroyed all of that help. You've destroyed all of those bases. And now you're saying, well, we're just going to help you all by spending. Well, you don't have to spend that money as a government.
They want to, though.
But you can you can stop spending as a government. And instead of spending as a government, you can just say, hey, all of you people that want to help the homeless, come and help the homeless. We're going to make it easier for you. You're all going to, anybody that's helping the homeless, we're going to give a tax break to. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
We'll help you find a place that you can actually house these people. But whatever it is.
The reason why this is all being brought up is because of the little part right here. This is why they won't actually fix it, because of this little phrase they work. It's federal reimbursement. Okay? That was with the hotel program. That's one of the reasons why this whole article and this whole thing has become news in the first place, is because the city is trying to turn around and get their junk together so they can get rid of these tents and put them back into these hotels and do the hotel program, because then they can get to pocket money. That's why they won't fix the problem. If they get rid of the homeless people, then they don't get the reimbursement.
Right. If they don't, if they can't fix it, they don't get the money.
If
They can't even show that they're working on it, they can't get the money.
Yeah, it irritates me to no end that they're going to continue to allow this stuff to happen and complain like, oh, well, no, we have this problem. No, you made the problem. What I was going to say earlier, this is the problem with social programs when you start bringing the politics side of it is because the people on the left are like, you don't care about the homeless people. They're sleeping on the streets and blah, 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 blah. And then the right's like, no, stop spending the money. You don't need to be there. And then they're only looking at that particular situation.
Right.
If you were one of those people, which would you rather be? Would you rather be, well, move me into a hotel or bounce me from a hotel to a tent? Or would you like to, I don't know, maybe have
a job?
home? Yeah, to be self-sufficient. Would you like to be able to have a job and provide, food and stuff?
Have a bathroom, take a shower, have
know
a
what I mean?
bed.
And that difference is where the politics come in. That's where the politicians start driving that wedge, going, oh, well, they don't want to take care of the homeless people. They just want to be rich in their homes and blah, 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 blah,
Stop
blah,
it.
blah.
I would rather turn to a church.
No, I know, but you get what I'm saying? That's where all this stems. And then all we're doing then at that point is fighting. And it's about, oh, well, you don't care about the people. Oh, you spend too much money. And we're not even arguing and focusing on the right thing.
Right. It's not even the same argument isn't coming across.
No. And the whole time, the homeless people, the drug addicts, the alcoholics are literally left in limbo suffering.
They're dying.
And why? So you can have a pissing contest with somebody on the other side of a computer screen that you don't even know, will never probably ever see.
Guess what? These guys are literally pissing on themselves, so they already won.
Congratulations. Job well done.
They won and lost at the same time.
It irritates
because
me.
we're all arguing about
Again,
this
well, it is.
stuff.
I'm a nobody homeschooler kid, kid, like a middle-aged man. And you're going to tell me I can figure this out. It's not hard. But yet, apparently, it is. I'm getting ready to get ill, and we ain't got but like a minute and a half. I can't get ill now.
That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you happy.
Because everything is the sun.
No. So,
everything
you know the guy from Texas, Chip Roy?
Chips Ahoy, Roy?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep. Chip Roy.
I want Chips Ahoy now. Babe, can we stop at the store on the way home? I really want
Now he wants
chips.
some cookies.
I really want some Chips Ahoy now. Is it too late to go? It might be too late,
It
isn't
might
it?
be too late. Oh,
Yes,
she's got
ma'am.
cookies for you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So anyway, Representative Chip Roy
Chip.
from Texas decided to introduce a resolution on Monday in the U.S. House of Representatives that keep lawmakers mindful of the rapidly ballooning federal debt.
Uh-huh.
Roy's,
Really?
quote, no debt resolution, as in KNOW.
Ooh, like to know something, not
Yeah, to know your debt.
to understand.
Resolution would put debt clocks in the main hearing rooms in every House Committee of Appropriations and the Committee of Budgets in a clear view of all members.
That would be fantastic.
The resolution states members of Congress should keep the gross national debt in mind when debating legislation that would affect the national fiscal situation. It calls the national debt the great threat to the national security of the United States and notes that federal spending causes the nation to accrue at least $100 million in debt every hour.
That's incredible.
Our republic, thank you, has been racing toward the fiscal self-destruction for decades now, and it's time for Congress to confront its ruinous behaviors. Last week, we crossed the threshold of $28 million in total debt and are currently on track to spend another $6 trillion in a pandemic relief in less than a year.
Wow.
He just wants everybody to remember
That's fantastic.
the debt is there, and everything
It's
that you
not
do.
going to do anything, but I love the idea.
It's a good idea still.
I love
You
the
should
idea.
know what you're voting on. You should know how much money you're spending. If you're gonna spend it, you should know. You should see it.
And
it should hurt you.
If you're going to do the clock thing, though, then every time they pitch something,
you should shoot
I
it
was
up.
say it needs to be entered in to watch. Does it speed up adding faster?
Right.
That'd be fantastic.
See how fast it actually changes.
Yeah. Guys, that's it. AmericanPrideRoasters.com is the sponsor of this show and all of Mojo 50. Go to Mojo50.com. Check out all the awesome hosts over there. American Pride Roasters coffee, AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
That's yeah.
Historically great coffee. Make sure you get some of that because you will be guaranteed to swallow every time you put it in your mouth.
That's right. Don't forget to go to our website.
DOAEshow.com. Follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show. Oh, thanks to Pastor Spike for being on with us. Guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.